of the moment who would give us everything about sports and give us assurances to we want assurances this morning. Good morning, Tega.
Good morning. Okay, I always forget that mute button. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. All right.
Thank God it's Friday.
So, what's happening today? Yeah, the Super Eagles of Nigeria playing today, and they have something. There's something in the offing for two listeners on this show this morning. So we'll be telling you all about that later in the show. But before we do anything on this show, Omatseye, first of all, just tell us how can we be a part of this show before we go far.
Hey,
All right,
Tega
let
means
us know.
business inside the locker room this morning. Let's go, let's go. All right, to be part of the conversation this morning, we'd like to read those WhatsApp messages. If you send them across to 0809 4440981 will be where we like to read the messages. Get the number, and you know Tega is in a generous mood for the weekend already, like she said. Two persons might get it to spend for the weekend. 0809 4440981 will be where we'll read the messages. And then you can also be part of our YouTube family and be a landlord there, like the Adirubas of this world. Find them there and all that. Just go to youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, leave your comments there. Tega, that's done.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on. Can hear you.
Okay. All right. So that's done. So let's hear the headlines, and then we are running straight into the money giveaway. Plenty money.
Okay. So on the bill this morning, game against Nigeria, opportunity to show we've evolved. That's Angola's coach speaking here as Agbabola Oshoala leaves Barcelona, signs for American club Bay FC as Hamilton to race for Ferrari from 2025. And then Minot late show seals dramatic Man United win at Wolves. There is also Liverpool threatened knockout blow to Arsenal's Premier League title challenge as Atletico aiming for Madrid derby hat-trick. There is also in the offing Al Nassr trash Inter Miami as Ronaldo Mercy watch on. And then there would be Bayern to face Boogie side Gladbach with Leverkusen in their sight. Tega, that's
All
the size
right.
of it.
So let's start with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They take on Angola today. We open the. Okay, let's start with that story. Then we open the discussion.
Angola's coach Pedro Goncalves says his team's quarterfinal match against Nigeria is an opportunity to show his team has evolved. The Super Eagles take on the Black Sable Antelopes of Angola in the blockbuster quarterfinal clash in the 2023 African Cup of Nations AFCON in La Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh yeah, so he's right. Head to head, Nigeria leads this matchup 3-2, 3 wins to 2. But you know, he's right. Angola has improved. Yeah, a very interesting, well-structured team. Very compact in defense. They don't really play expressive football in the midfield, even if they have, interesting midfielders like Zini. But their forward is very lethal. Mabululu, Gelson Dala, those guys get goals. And Gelson Dala has already decided to threaten us with his small mouth that he's going to score goals against Nigeria, that he's going to knock us out. He's ready for us. And do remember that Angola prevented Nigeria from going to the 2006 World Cup. So this is like I said, this is a kind of revenge match. The thing about the Angolans, though, is that their pace up front and the way they finish. So they score a lot of goals. The good news for the Super Eagles is that they also concede a lot of, Angola also concedes a lot of goals. So if Super Eagles can just take their chances, you see, because the problem with Super Eagles is that we have the fundamentals, the basics down. So we create chances, we just don't finish. And that's my biggest problem. And when you have the African Footballer of the Year playing on your team, and yes, against Cameroon especially, he was very impressive. He was back to his old self from last season at Napoli. But they still are not scoring most of the chances they've created, even the easy chances. And that's where I have a problem with. Defensively, they look solid. we are still hearing news that, from journalists that are in Cote d'Ivoire that what's his name? Wabali had a full day's training. So some people were saying he jumped well, he dived well, he doesn't look like he's in pain.
Yeah.
All these rumors, we have heard the rumors of war. And the coach said he's fit, but we are still waiting for a last minute test. So we're still hearing that Nwabali is in goal. And even if Nwabali is not in goal, Francis Osoho is still in goal. I will not knock the defense off too quickly. So Nigeria is a solid side defensively, but if they score the chances that they create, I'm not even, let them just score 40% of the chances that they create, then we can be fine. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough task against Angola. All right. Now, speaking of the Super Eagles, I would have liked to take your. Okay, so two things will happen. I'd like to see your test Nigeria's faith in the Super Eagles. What you think the scoreline is going to be. But before I do that, it's Friday. La la la, Friday. We
Yes,
have to
so
do
let's
something.
go.
And the official insurance partners of the Super Eagles, Stanbic IBTC Insurance, have decided that even if they are insuring the Super Eagles to go for gold all the way there in Cote d'Ivoire in the African Cup of Nations, they also want the Nigerian Super Eagles fans to smile. And so, as today is Friday, I have 20,000 naira to give to two people. All you need to do is download the Stanbic IBTC app, open an e-wallet, and you have an opportunity to get this money. So the question I want to ask that will guarantee you this money, are you ready?
Are you
Are
ready?
you ready?
Are you ready?
The question
Locker
is simple,
room.
though, because I'm very generous, and Stanbic IBTC Insurance is very generous. The question is simple. When was the last time Nigeria played at the quarterfinals of an African Cup of Nations? The number to send your answers to are
0809-444-0981. The number once again is 0809-444-0981.
And you can also send your answer to YouTube. So we're picking fastest finger. Fastest finger. One from YouTube, one from WhatsApp. Quickly.
YouTube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. Yeah, so we see them raining hard and fast already. They like the
all right. Fastest finger. We will give, because and if Nigeria wins like this, we'll give another. Because Stanbic IBTC, they are very good insurance partners and they are ready to make people smile. All right, so fastest fingers. Who was the fastest finger?
Okay, so on WhatsApp, we've seen one person here already, fastest finger. We've seen, but it means you'd have to tell us the answer we're looking for.
So the answer is the last time Nigeria played at the quarterfinal of the African Cup of Nations, 2019. We beat South Africa 2-1.
That means Chris OJ is our first winner. That's what we've got here. That's what we've got here. Chris OJ got it, fastest finger. That's 2019. It got it. And so I'm going to go over to YouTube to see. This time around YouTube, I can see the only person I see, LK Adirogba, and Mayowa says 2013 on YouTube. So that's what we got here. Then that means let's go over to
WhatsApp. So WhatsApp people are lucky today.
Yes, they're lucky today.
Finger on WhatsApp.
So now we get the next person. Ifedayo is the next person who came across after Chris OJ.
So Ifedayo and Chris OJ, please, you know what to do. Download the Stanbic IBTC app, open an e-wallet, and send us that number. You get 20,000 naira from the official insurance partner of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Stanbic IBTC Insurance, and you walk away with 20,000 naira today. I love this. I love this show. All right.
Tega, you don't think I can do with some La 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 Friday also? I bet
Tega, you are not eligible for this competition. You are not eligible. You want to come and play over age inside this competition. My friend, go away from here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's take your what do you think will now that we finished with the competition, let's ask the question. What do you think the Super Eagles will do against Angola? Give me score lines. The numbers to send your messages to are
0809 444 0981 will be where we'll get the messages and of course leave them also on YouTube.
All right. On that note, let's go to the next story and see how we discuss from there.
So let's touch base with the Falcons forward here. Oshoala leaves Barcelona, signs for American club as he joins American side Bay FC, a soccer franchise in the National Women's Soccer League, NWSL in the United States.
Well, I didn't see this one coming because, she was having a fantastic time in Barcelona FC, winning trophies, scoring lots of goals. She an integral part of the team. And you could tell even from the way the girls celebrated her on social media, video tributes, all the big posts and all. You could tell she was a core part of that team. But a woman's got to do what a woman's got to do. The opportunity came, and it's time for her to ply her trade in America. America is well, when it comes to women's football, that's a very good place to go. There's a reason why there are multiple world champions, so not a bad place for her to ply her trade. But she has, I mean, excelled in Europe, conquered Europe. She played for Liverpool FC, played for Arsenal FC. Then, of course, we all know about Barcelona as one African Footballer of the Year multiple times for Nigeria. So it's already a fantastic and glorious career. So she's going to conquer new grounds at BFC, and we wish her all the best at Babola. Going to show them exactly how we do it here.
All right, let's move on now and pick up and go to the racetracks this morning. As we understand, 7 times world champion Lewis Hamilton, Formula One's most successful driver of all time, will race for Ferrari from 2025 after activating a release option in the Mercedes contract he signed in August.
Well, I don't know that there's a release option because the contract he signed in August was for 2 years, so it ends exactly in 2025. Well, it ends about 2025. Oh no. It was going to end at the end of 2025, but he's moving to Ferrari then. I don't think I'm shocked. In the sense that if you followed the relationship with Mercedes, yes, he's very friendly with them. It's a solid partnership. But it was beginning to look like they were looking younger. Like, okay, we have other plans, and maybe we should go for a driver that is going to be around for a longer period of time. It was beginning to look like that. I don't know if that's entirely true because Toto Wolff came out to say, oh, it was a very successful partnership, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But it was beginning to look like they were building the car more for George Russell than for Lewis Hamilton, because George Russell is the future. But again, Ferrari are the oldest, they are the most glamorous, they are a traditional F1 team. And any driver that is what he thought would want to have driven for Ferrari. It's like when you play football, there are some traditional clubs that you would be excited to play for: Real Madrid, Manchester United, regardless of where Manchester United is at now. Bayern Munich, clubs with tradition. And so Ferrari is that in F1. Ferrari is the tradition in F1. So most drivers would want to have driven for them. So it always looked like Lewis Hamilton was going to drive for them. The question was when. But I think this one came out of the blues for everybody because everybody just thought, this Mercedes thing is looking good, and there are a few regulation changes that are coming in 2025, and maybe Mercedes can be back at the top, only for us to see that he's shining for Ferrari. Now, there are two things. The last time Lewis Hamilton moved to Mercedes, he moved right at the time where there was an engine regulation change. So he got into the period where he was able to help in the development on that car, and then went on to win 8 world championships. And right now, he seems like he's moving right in time for another engine regulation change, because the next engine regulation change is coming in 2026. And so if he moves in 2025, it gives him ample time to develop the car right in time for that regulation change. So he seems to be moving at the right time. I think it was just the shock of it. A lot of people were expecting transfer news from football, and then bam, it was Lewis Hamilton moving to Ferrari. So I don't know how this move will turn out. I don't know how the rest of the season will happen, because when you say you're moving to another driver, or another constructor, sorry, I don't know if the team will work as hard for him as they will for George Russell. But he still, I mean, any points he wins is still for Mercedes, so I assume that they are going to do that. But it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this season pans out.
It is still the locker room on Smooth 98.1 FM. We expect to read the messages. What are your predictable score lines for Nigeria Angola later today? We get the messages coming on to 0809 444 0981. And Tega, you had said they should, the winners, talking about Chris OJ and Ifedayo, they should download the Stanbic IBTC app, right?
They should download the Stanbic IBTC app and open an e-wallet and send us those numbers. We'll be reaching out to them those after this show to continue on how they can get their 20,000 naira.
More stories after that.
Omas, no. Omas, you.
Say?
Omas.
Yes.
You can never read out. Do you understand?
I didn't get that. Sorry. You lost me there.
You can't read out about the hypes.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You know who. You know why.
Okay. Very sorry. All right. Thanks for that. Missed that one out. Thanks, man. So you want to come back with some messages and see what the score lines are looking like?
Yeah, let's come back with some messages. Then we now move on to football. Let's take 3-2. 3 from WhatsApp. No, 4 from WhatsApp, 2 from YouTube. I don't read one person's multiple message, just one message from one person.
Okay. We're back. It is still the locker room on Smooth 98.1 FM. Still getting the messages in, Tega here. And Tega, we're back. Should we pick up messages, predictions?
Yes, let's hear what people think about the Nigeria-Angola match tomorrow. All right.
Predictions coming in already. I see this message without a name. It just says Nigeria 3, Angola 1. That's all he had to say. And Ojo comes in, Nigeria 2, Angola Neil, Leo Taiwo from Ojo Alaba. And then I find this one with Mike from Ojudu saying the prediction from him is Nigeria 2, Angola 1. Let's drop one more. Ifedayo says, well, for him today, Nigeria Super Eagles will win by a very slim margin of a nil because today's match will be very tough. Ifedayo from Isolo. Let's race down to YouTube and see what they're saying there, unrelated to the winners right now. He says, Elke Aderuba, it seems Chelsea is destined for 10th. Nothing we do takes us out of that position. We were humbled, humiliated, embarrassed, outclassed by Liverpool and my coach says, move on. Well, as for the Eagles should give us joy today. That's all I can see in terms of prediction coming from YouTube this morning. So Tega, let's race on now to pick up the pace.
All right, let's go to Europe for some football.
Now we go over here as we understand that Manchester United striker Marcus Rashford scored the opening goal and Kobe Mino netted a superb late winner as they beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 4 goals to 3 in a thrilling Premier League game at the Molino on Thursday.
Yes, this game was fantastic, and there was no moment of it you could miss from first half to second half. Manchester United came into this game, putting out one of the strongest lineups I think they could have put out. With Marcus Rashford, the club guy, starting with his tinted hair, and also trying to prove a point to his coach, the fans, and to the media that he can club and still play football. Hoyland also starting Gamacho, Casemiro coming back and playing his defensive midfield position. Martinez Licha was also fit. Varane was playing. Luke Shaw was playing. So it was and Dallo was on the other side. It was a strong lineup. With Andre Onana in goal. Strong, I think one of the best lineups I've seen. And when the match started and they went ahead with a Marcus Rashford goal, it looked like Manchester United were in to deliver a good, fantastic result. But football will not be played by Manchester United if there is no drama. Manchester United went 2-0 up. Wolverhampton Wanderers came back in the second half with one goal. And just when Wolverhampton Wanderers thought they were going to get an equalizer, Manchester United went 3 goals up after Scott McTominay was brought on and Casemiro was taken off. We thought, okay, that was good. Manchester United 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. This is a decent result for Eric Ten Hag. Then Eric now hung. And his team lost that 2-goal lead. Wolverhampton Wanderers came back and equalized the game. It was 3-3. And this was in the 95th minute when the game was 3-3. And they had added 9 extra minutes. So it was the 95th minute that the game was 3-3. They celebrated a little bit, took it to 96th minute. We thought, okay, this is where the match will end. And just as we were settling down and typing our, posts to talk about how Manchester United have bottled this one, that Kobe Maino, he is such an amazing player. He has engine in his system. Before I start praising him too much, I want to see him in a second season because so far he's been impressive for Manchester United as a youngster coming into the team, doing the work, so playing from box to box sometimes, playing from deep sometimes. He's a fantastic midfielder. But I want to see him in a second season to know exactly how the trajectory of his future could go. But this season, so far so good. He was brilliant, and especially in this game, he put in the work because he was the one that not only helped Manchester United's midfield, but he also scored the winning goal for Manchester United just when people thought that Manchester United have blown this lead. So, good one for Manchester United. They got the results they need. Was it convincing? No. Was it deserved? Yes. So ultimately, at the end of the day, Manchester United have left Chelsea behind. That's one success story.
All right, well, can we say the same thing of the metaphoric elephants right now, usually at the top of the tree? But let's see. Arsenal must stop Liverpool, a juggernaut inspired by impending departure of Jurgen Klopp if the Gunners are to maintain the Premier League title aspirations at the Emirates this Sunday.
Arsenal closed the gap at the top to 2 points, and then Liverpool came back and completely decimated Chelsea by 4 goals to 1. Now, I'd like to talk about how Chelsea was completely ripped apart by Liverpool. I'd like to talk about 1 or 2 controversies that happened in the match, but nobody has time to talk about people that are stagnant. Can't be talking about people lose 10th, win 10th, draw 10th. Which kind of, did they bury them there? Are you a tree that is planted in 10th? Why can't you move forward or backward? So I don't have time to talk about stagnant people. We have to move forward very quickly to top of the table contenders. Arsenal in 3rd place, taking on Liverpool in 1st place. And the gap between those 2 teams right now is 5 points, but it could extend even further if Arsenal do not get the desired results against Liverpool on Sunday. Now, the Arsenal-Liverpool matchup, it's always very exciting. Goals are plenty. There's always 1 or 2 controversies. Should it have been a penalty against Odegaard? Should it not have been a penalty? But on the head-to-head, Liverpool lead. Not just on the head-to-head historically, but even in form. When you look at the Liverpool team right now, they're in great form. Yes, even Darwin Núñez that is not scoring goals, is creating assists. So ultimately, you look at Liverpool, they're getting goals from everybody and from anywhere apart from Gomez. But Arsenal is the kind of team that like to build up, romance the ball, get the ball into the 18-yard box, then score. What did Daniel Makachi call it? With a sexy penetration goal. We don't have time for all that. And on that note, you say that Liverpool, it's advantage Liverpool going into this match because they seem to be the team in better form. They seem to be the more convincing team. But it's Arsenal, Liverpool, and literally anything can happen.
Let's race down to Spain, where only one team has beaten La Liga leaders Real Madrid this season, neighbors Atletico Madrid, twice.
And now they face them again. And this is what Carlo Ancelotti was complaining about. I don't want to be facing Liverpool. Sorry, I don't want to be facing Atletico Madrid every 2 market days. But here they are again with another Atletico Madrid matchup. And the last time these two teams faced each other, it was Atletico Madrid that won. So Real Madrid is looking for revenge again. Remember that Atletico Madrid was also a revenge for the Super Cup. So this is now Real Madrid trying to revenge again. It's always an interesting battle, when Atletico Madrid face Real Madrid, and it doesn't matter what the table in La Liga says or what the head-to-head in Champions League final says. It's just a battle that will drain both teams. And so coming into this one, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid were able to scrape with a 2-1 win midweek. They just managed to score a late-minute winner. Real Madrid, on the other hand, were quite convincing in their win just yesterday. But Atletico Madrid would have had extra rest days compared to Real Madrid. And so that may, and I say use the word may very lightly, have an advantage, when they meet each other. But this one I cannot predict because it's a seesaw one. One person wins, one person loses. I cannot predict who is going to win between Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. All I can tell you is that it's going to be a fight, and for the neutrals, it's going to be exciting.
Let's touch base with Saudi-based side Al Nassr as the crushed Inter Miami 6-0 as injury ruled out Cristiano Ronaldo out of a much-hyped showdown with Lionel Messi, who was limited to a late substitute appearance Thursday's friendly in Riyadh.
No. This one, I don't want to say it's a late substitute appearance. Okay. He came on for 7 minutes after they had conceded 6 goals. So I would say this: Al Nassr played a brilliant match. In fact, there was one goal that Aymeric Laporte scored from his own half. He saw the Inter Miami goalkeeper off his line, and he took that shot from his own half. I remember he's a defender, so he took that shot from deep and scored the goal. It was a brilliant performance by Al Nassr. Horrible performance by Inter Miami. But the real bone of contention, and because it's a friendly, the real bone of contention has to be the fact that they sold us this match as a showdown between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. A lot of people bought tickets because those two guys were supposed to play. And at the end of the day, spending that kind of money only to watch both guys sit on the bench. One excited that his team was winning, one disappointed that his team was winning. But what it was is that people paid huge sums of money to watch these guys sit on the bench. And nobody should tell me, but Messi came on the pitch. He came on for 7 minutes. I don't know how to put it. 7 miserly minutes after Inter Miami had lost. So he might as well not have come on, but they just put him on, let it not be as if one of the stars that they promised to play would play. That's what they did.
But if you're taking a class action suit against them and they tell you, but he played in court, did you see him play? Yes or no?
He did not play anything. He did not play. In fact, for a 90-minute match,
yes,
on the average, only 70-something minutes of football is actually played. So if he was on for 7 minutes, probably played only 2 minutes of football. So
But he came
they
on the
put him,
pitch.
I beg you, that's what I'm saying. They put him there, they put him on for so that they can defend their position. That's the
Yes.
only reason they put him on. But it was horrible. It was a rip-off.
Oh
It was a
God.
rip-off.
Oh God.
Cristiano Ronaldo was wearing full jacket safe. He was not full jacket with diamond in his ear. He was there was not he not he, come on. How do you pay that amount of money and don't watch these guys play? Anyway, moving
But
on.
you saw them. But let's go to Germany as we wrap up the locker room this morning. If Bayern Munich want to turn up the heat on leaders, Bayer Leverkusen ahead of next week's blockbuster clash, Thomas Tuchel's side will need to get past boogie side Borussia Mönchengladbach on Saturday.
Oh yes. Tough for now. The Bundesliga is really set up and it's very interesting. Now Bayer Leverkusen still stays at the top of the table, despite the fact that they drew last weekend. And guess who they drew against? Gladbach. So Gladbach has managed in 2024. Gladbach has managed to be one of the top sides to beat, and now they are going to face Bayern Munich. Now, first of all, even before 2020, their 2024 form, they've been a boogie team for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has only won one of their last 6 meetings. And Bayern Munich is trying to play catch up here. Bayern Munich also has a lot of injuries, So Serge Gnabry is out, Kingsley Coman is out, Joshua Kimmich is out, Upamecano is out. So they have huge injuries, both defensively and in their attack. Well, the good news is Harry Kane is fit, so that could account for a few goals. But Gladbach are usually a tough side for Bayern Munich to defeat. So despite the fact they're 12th on the table, they're a tough side for Bayern Munich to defeat. And Bayern Munich is trying to catch up with Leverkusen, who plays against Darmstadt, the team that is literally at the bottom of the Bundesliga. So it's going to be a tough task for Bayern Munich to try and catch up, but they have to do the work. The question, Thomas Tuchel already looks like he's on his way out. However, if they can win this weekend against Gladbach, they can close that gap against Bayern Leverkusen should anything happen.
All right, that's a fine place for us to conclude the discussion this morning inside the locker room. But I see a few messages here. I go over to YouTube where LK Adirugba is calling us out. You people are speaking in code. Let us hear. You remember what you were telling me? What I
I know. Moving on.
So really, we've got you covered. Okay, I didn't remember. It was just something Tega and I had to talk about. That's it.
Yeah.
So you're good. Then I see Paulo's message. Then it goes on. Nigeria is beating Angola 3-0. That's what he has to say. Imade's message from via impressive display from Team Manchester United last night. As long as we keep winning, you want to say. Who cares about Onana conceding every match day? I hope we keep this winning form. That's the size this morning.
Thank you so much for sending in your messages. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. When we come again on Monday, hopefully your team will not be fodder for banter. And Super Eagles would have won, so we'll have more cash to give away. All right? Yeah. On that note, have a lovely weekend and aspire to Maguire.
All right, Tega, have a great one. Bye.